Today marks 1188 days shared lessons I learn and continue to learn with all of you. My hope that these lessons will inspire you, support your dreams, help you achieve your goals, and really empower you to become the person that you want to become. Today we speak about really what we miss the most in life. And maybe even speak in a couple of days because I think that sometimes we think about, okay, what I miss from the past. What are the things that I potentially used to have but I don't have anymore? What are those things that we really care about? And if we are not careful, we're able to miss out on the most important things in life. And what do we start missing? What are the things that are the things that are very, very important? And if we do not have, we start to miss that. What are those things? So that, and today we'll share just a couple of things, six things that are very, very important in our life. And if you do not have, maybe we never had it. And I think that we sometimes miss and we sometimes visualize the way how it could be. And when we do not have, we miss it so much. So number one, I think the fullness of being fully present. I think that every single child have experienced being fully present in that moment. You don't think about all the things that happened in the past. You don't think about all the things that will be in the future because that is adult thing that people start to not being fully present. They always thinking about the things in the past because there are so many things that happened and all the things that will come in the future. We have anxiety, nervousness, and being able to be fully present sometimes goes away. And I think that sometimes we miss that. We miss that being able to be fully present with people like and Jim Rohn, probably one of the best motivational speakers, best really trainers. He always said it. Wherever you are, be there. Wherever you are, be there. So what it means is that where is your body? That's where it's supposed to be your mind. Because sometimes we are at work and we think about home. When we are at home, we think about all the things we didn't finish at work. We didn't finish things at work because we're thinking about the home. So it means that when you're at work, give 100% that. When you're at home, give 100% to that. And really being able to be 100%. I think that this is a moment where we're actually saying, I'm not full present. Was not present for maybe a month, maybe 2 months, maybe a year, maybe 5 years, maybe a decade. And I think that we're able to start to miss that when we were able to be present, when we didn't have that anxiety, when we didn't have that depression, when we didn't have that all the things that in our mind. Maybe we're doing amazing in a business, maybe doing amazing in life, maybe succeeding. But when you think about how present are you with your most important people, with yourself, and it might be that you start to see that maybe I was not as present. Because very successful people are not present as well as a lot of times as well because they always on the go, always running, and they miss out on opportunity to see the beautiful things, beautiful, joyful things, beautiful moments. Because only when you are fully present, you're able to see the things in front of you. Number two is unfiltered self. I think that when we go through life, we sometimes are conditioned by society, by our friends, by our family, by community. There's so many things that really adds the things that we're supposed to act a certain way. I will never agree with that. I always said that I will be like 100 years old and it will act silly because I think that is very important to really act young, act in accordance of how you want to be. Because I think that joy is important, happiness is important, and what creates happiness? I think that happiness is created a lot of times from silliness, being able to be childish with in the moments. I think that you need to understand that you need to be mature when it matters and childish when it doesn't matter. Because I think that sometimes people mix that. They are childish with the things that matter, and then they are mature with the things that do not matter. Because people get very, they are major in minor things. And remember what we said, but it's very powerful. Major in minor things. So it means that we need to change that. We need to, that means that we are mature in the things that matter, and you allocate yourself very 100% of you into taking care of your finance, taking care of your nurturing relationships, taking care of your health. That's when you mature, that you are 100%, 100%. That means that at that moment, you give yourself the best. But after work, when you take care of everything, at that moment, you need to be joyful. We need to really unfilter ourselves and allow ourselves to be the way how we want to be and not have those masks. think is very, very important. And we potentially could miss the moments when we actually felt that we acting the way how we want to act, not putting any kind of face, not putting, but no, this is just who I am. Because I think that sometimes we potentially could miss and start asking, who am I? I put so many masks that I forgot who truly I am. Like, which this is my mask or this is who I am. I think that sometimes we miss it, understanding who we are. Number three is innocence and wonder. Innocence, maybe naiveness, and that I think that the wonder is such a beautiful word because I think that you've been able to really go and being able to be present and go into nature, being able to see the sky, see the clouds, and really see that wonder and wonder of how far this that nothingness goes to the sky, like in the stars. Like there's so many things that we can potentially be wonder about. I think that that's something that you can miss to really not really think about all the things. Again, being this is presence and wonder, I think there's always walk hand in hand. Because when you are able to be present, you're able to really see the beauty of life, the beauty of nature, the beauty of everything what is going around us, the beauty of time, the beauty of technology. There are so many things that we wonder about. And I think that when we are rushing, sometimes we miss out of so many things. And you sometimes reflect and say, okay, I really want to go back into that innocence. I really have the opportunity to create. Number four is connection beyond words. Connection beyond words. So it means we don't connect just surface level for words. No, we sometimes we just able to give a smile. Sometimes just be around. Sometimes show the body language. There's so many things that we're able to nurture connection with. There's so much more than connection. Is so much more than words. I think that we need to understand that okay, how we really build connections, how we nurture that. Because how you really nurture relationships, connections, is through giving your energy, giving your time. I truly believe that energy is still important because you can give time, but if you give time but you're not able to be present, that means that you will not nurture relationships, even destroy the trust. But when you give your time and at the same time you give your full attention and full energy, you're able to really nurture that relationship because you show that you care. Because of course you potentially could come and meet your best friend and then start texting messages. Does that other person feel that that person is the most important? No, because someone else in that phone is more important than your friend in front of you. I think that you need to again. This is being able to be present and give your full attention, energy, rather than giving some nice words out that you're my best friend. That's not truly saying much. But when you actually show by your actions, I think that that's where truly great connections are. And again, this is sometimes we miss those great connections when you're able to go deep understanding, deep connection, deep conversations, rather than texting, how are you? Oh, I'm fine, how are you? And that's it. I think that is much, much more important. Number five, I think that sometimes we can really miss sense of purpose, sense of vision. Because I think that sometimes we really work on the purpose, we work on the vision, we work on some kind of big dream, and something happens in our life that it's really rocks our foundation. And sometimes we're still doing the right things, we're working, but we forget why we're doing those things. We forgot the purpose of those things. Sometimes that's why people quit, and that's why we quit a lot of times because we disconnect from our vision, we disconnect from our purpose, and we miss that feeling of fulfillment, that feeling of purpose. And that's why it's so important to really once in a while to reflect and reconnect with your purpose, reconnect with your vision, reconnect with your dreams and goals, so you can have that sense of purpose. Because I know I have been there when I feel that sense of purposeless life. So taking action, but you have no idea where that leads to. I think that we miss that because I truly believe when you have true purpose, true calling, at that moment you have so much energy and you work so hard all day long, like you work 12, 14, 16 hours a day because when you're pursuing something meaningful, and after those 16 hours a day, you feel full of energy. And where is that energy is coming from? I truly believe that it's from that purpose, fueling that energy inside of you. And that's why you have so much. And if you feel that after 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours of working, you feel drained, is that we're not working with the purpose in mind. And maybe that thing that we focus is putting us away from the purpose that we actually have for our lives. The last one that I wanted to mention the things that we might miss in life is transcendence and connection to the eternal. I truly believe that when we think about life, we need to really connect our purpose to something bigger than ourselves. If our life purpose is connected just to ourselves, I think that this is too small. We need to have an anchor that is bigger than ours. At that moment, when you transcend and you start seeing the massive vastness of the universe, a massive vastness of relations, a massive vastness of faith, I think that you understand there's so much more. Because I think that we sometimes we get lost because we get lost into material things in the world. We get lost, but when you actually start looking to the beyond the world, into transcendence, into the faith, into spirituality, you start to realize there is so much more beyond that. And I think that when you connect to that, you start to really not be impacted as much by material things, by things that really do not matter as much. Because when we pass away, we go to transcendence. Now that's what truly matters. So what is that transcendence for you specifically? I think that when you understand that bigger picture of life in general, all the things that do not matter doesn't matter. Because a lot of times we put a lot of meaning to the things that in general I truly believe that don't not supposed to matter. And that's again the step by step. I love what Urban McManus says that a lot of times we need to grow in maturity as well with what we care about. The first level is care about material things. I want to have a car, I want to have a bigger house, and I want to have more things. Then second level is you start to care about experiences. So I want to travel there, I want to experience this, I want to really do this one. So you think about what you potentially would do in experience, adventure. And the third level of maturity is when you really start to care about relationships. Of course, with yourself, with your family members, with a loved one, and potentially the most important parts with your faith. And when you have that, when you move through those levels, I think that you understand that there's a transcendence is a thing that sometimes we could eventually even miss. Because I don't know, I'm something missing in my life, but I don't know what. And a lot of times I think that the spirituality is something that is missing in our lives to make sure that we have full understanding and full understanding of ourselves and really working to become the best version of ourselves. So I hope you will reflect as well. What are the things that you miss potentially in your life right now? Maybe in the past, maybe you feel that you're missing something in your life. What are those things? And then when we start to feel that, oh, there is something that I miss, maybe able to really change our and adjust our priorities in a life that we do not miss those things and really living a more fulfilling life. So I hope you just win and see you tomorrow.